Welcome back to the Witty Bitties of Nevada, where we dig up the quirkiest corners and the hidden gems of the Silver State, sometimes literally.
And today, we're checking into one of Nevada's most legendary landmarks, the Goldfield Hotel. Don't worry, you don't need a reservation, but you might need a flashlight and a sense of humor.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and hope you saw the Tonopah episodes that were published before this. Went through a tour of the Goldfield Hotel, and that's kind of what we're going to go over and see. Sorry, but we couldn't video it. So hopefully we keep in target with the presentation, and we're going to give you our opinions of it and everything else like that. And hey, Rosa, did you have time to kind of digest everything that we did at the Goldfield Hotel?
Absolutely. It was a very unique experience. I very much enjoyed it. Like you had mentioned, Sherry, it'd been really cool if we could have recorded it. But yeah, it was neat regardless, and we have a whole bunch of cool pictures to show. And
And I have a couple cool videos that I took with a Ghost app, and
how
let's see, an
exciting.
SLS.
So how have you been, Sherry? We haven't talked in a while.
I know we did this Goldfield trip, and we both been working because
That's what we do for a living.
yeah, we have a job.
We have a real
As
job.
much as we want to do this full time, we can't yet.
Not yet, but I can't wait for the day because just to be able to travel all over Nevada, even if we're sleeping in the tent or in the back of the truck. I mean, we would do it. We're those type of
Right.
girls.
And not just Nevada. I mean, we'd love to go up to Oregon and Montana. There's that
Yeah.
yeah, that creepy ghost town that's in Nevada that's supposed to be really cursed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, how
Yeah,
exciting.
we'd love to turn around and do all that stuff. And Utah's got some weird things, and maybe, Arizona, all kinds of things. Back east,
Oh,
South Carolina.
Woody Bitties could just travel everywhere.
Well, yeah, because, we didn't say in Nevada, we said of
Up Nevada.
Nevada.
That's right.
Right. Okay, so let's kick off this little backstory. So, the Goldfield Hotel in Goldfield, Nevada was supposed to have got a grand restoration. As you can see by this sign, it was supposed to have a grand restoration in January of 1988. As you'll see, that project is still a work in progress, kind of like my attempts to cook a souffle.
No, I've never tried that.
It takes time. More a custard. I have more of a hard time with making a custard. Don't
Mm.
know why. It just doesn't like me.
Well, at least you attempted, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, if you were expecting a five-star luxury, you might want to adjust your expectations to an historic charm with a side of dust.
So step outside and take in the view from the street. It's honestly amazing how this place was built in the 1908s and is still standing strong in 2026. Just think about that. That's 118 years that this hotel made out of bricks is still standing.
They really knew how to build things to last, unlike the IKEA bookshelf.
Right. Or any kind of bookshelf that's made out of pressed wood that disintegrates. All right. So we're going to take you to the lobby and main floor. So now we've headed inside. The first thing you'll notice is the staircase. The legend has it, as we've talked about in one of our Goldfield episodes, that the hotel opened and champagne was poured down these steps. Fancy, right?
Absolutely. But by today's standards, the staircase is a bit on the petite side. Let's just say you wouldn't want to try a dramatic movie entrance here.
No, that is the original carpet, by the way. And if champagne was flowing down that carpet the way it looks right now, I would not drink it.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. The original carpet was on the staircase, as you saw, and you can spot the fireplace in the lobby. It's really hard. Perfect for the chilly nights.
Now, I'd have to say the lobby itself is a time the original wood still lines the walls, and you can see spots where some restoration work is underway.
The tile floor.
Oh,
That's original too.
beautiful.
And well, we'll get a close up look later. If these tiles could talk, they'd probably ask for a good polish and a break from all the ghostly footsteps.
There's still some work happening, but take a look to the right. Yes, that's the original elevator. This is the original one, complete with its glass panels. Yes, just one elevator for this whole hotel. And what was cool about the old elevator is it was built by the company called Otis, which is, as Sherry mentioned earlier, still 118 years in business because they are still making elevators.
Right. And if you look at the image, you can see actually the hotel etched.
If you're in a hurry, you might want to take the stairs. Just watch out for any shampoo residue.
As you can see on the elevator, that was originally etched glass like that. Pineapples. They kind of look like pineapples to
They
me.
they do, and what a weird thing. That's I don't know, that's probably not what I would have etched on a beautiful door like that, but yeah.
I know. I would have thought it would be more elaborate or
Yeah.
really more intricated than it looks like you know, it looks like a pineapple to me. Maybe
Looks
it looks like something else to somebody else.
yeah. I If you guys know what that is, let us know because it looks like a pineapple.
Yeah. So we're still in the lobby, soaking up the atmosphere and maybe a little dust.
Check out the tile design. You might recognize this style from the old restrooms in houses from the 1950s and 1960s, but it actually started right here in the early 1900s. Trendsetters, eat your heart out. Look how beautiful that is.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like a locker room or a bathroom.
I'm just thinking those are itty bitty pieces, and somebody took the time to put all
All the
the
hexagon tiles.
yes.
It's kind of amazing that the tiles that were made back then and the way they laid them out, or the grout that they used, or the glue, or whatever cement, they're still there. There was hardly a lot of them that was lifted up.
No, not at all. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. Okay, now we're headed up the stairs, straight to the top floor. Remember going up there?
I do.
And walking up the stairs and the platform, and yeah, it was just a blank wall. So, hallways and rooms.
And here we are in the hallway. Oh, it was amazing. It was creepy, guys. Lined with rooms, except, surprise, there was no doors on any of the rooms. It was really open concept living. Haunted hotel style, privacy, never heard of it there.
Some improvements are underway. Builders are widening doors and even putting in closets. It's starting to look pretty good. Maybe the ghosts will finally have somewhere to hang their sheets.
Looking back down the hallway in the other direction, you'll notice that with no doors, there was plenty of light. I would have to say it was very, very bright up there during the day.
Yeah.
It is the brightest haunted hallway I have ever seen, and definitely you would ever see.
Yeah, I ever saw. Here's something new, a fresh entrance. For a second elevator, they were planning to install with the restoration. Because if there's one thing ghosts hate, it's waiting for the elevator.
Now we're on the next level down. Check out the door entrance to a double room suite. Twice the space for twice the haunting.
More improvements are happening, or as I like to call it, bring it up to code after 100 years. The ghosts are still used to the idea of fire exits.
This hallway hasn't had the plaster removed yet, but it's cool to see what they put in the walls back in the day. Spoiler alert, it's not installation, it's history.
Yeah, that was kinda cool how you could see the honeycombs and everything else like that. I mean, if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, you can kinda really see how they layered it and everything. It was I mean, from a historical restoration, if you're really into that, that's really cool to see.
Absolutely.
Okay. This room, with all brick, it's extra cozy, especially if they leave a fireplace in there. Perfect to keep warm. And that was really beautiful
It really
with the
was.
brick.
It really was. That I would definitely leave untouched, for
Yeah.
sure. I would not put anything over that. Looking inside the elevator from the lobby, you notice the chicken wire keeping the glass in place. Yes, the glass is still there, and the iron ornaments. Look at me just chilling there. I probably closed my eyes because something scared me.
Either that or you were listening. But
Yes.
the circles, this is what kind of confused me is the ornamental work in the circle, like a reef, was inside the elevator, but the glass that was down there in the lobby had a pineapple. So if they were going with the pineapple theme, why didn't they keep pineapple on both sides? Or why didn't the glass have
I could definitely safely maybe say no, I'll safely say it was definitely designed by a man. No offense, gentlemen. But I mean,
oops, sorry, people. Need to go back. Apologize. There we go. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a little utility and views. So now here's a peek at what was going to be a new electrical room. At least that's what we think. Maybe it's for the ghosts to recharge, or maybe it's just an expansion.
this hotel is shaped like a big U. So when you look out the back, you get a sense of just how sprawling it is. And here's a fun fact. Back in the day, hotels and second story houses didn't have fire escapes. No wonder people were nervous about staying on the upper floors.
Yeah, if you look, you see where it looks like it might have like a fire escape, but that's just the way the sun was reflecting from the balcony of the iron that was there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because it does look like it could be, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
You would have to literally jump out of the window
I
to
mean,
save your life.
what? All these other rooms didn't have anything, so what? They all had to run to the end of the hall and climb through someone else's room? Sure, they'd get shot back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so check out the water connections. Yes, just sticking out in the middle of the walls. The wall beams are wood, and you can see how they got plaster to stay together. It's a real DIY job. And plumbing, that was right in the middle of the hallway.
It was. It was. And finally, take in the view of the town from the third or maybe the second floor. It's classic Nevada scene. Wide open spaces, historic buildings, and maybe a tumbleweed or two rolling by.
Single pane window here, and you can see the view of the town. And yes, Goldfield does have billboards for Tonopah because even ghosts need directions to the next town over.
Here's a view from the hotel, the mines in the area. Still working.
All right, now let's get into the chills. This hall gave me and Rosa cold chills and spots. And Rosa, let's see if you remember. But as you can see, the sun coming in did keep it warm. So strange, maybe the ghosts are just trying to save on heating bills.
Another hallway view, because in a haunted hotel, you can never have too many hallways. I disagree.
Okay, so here's where things get a little spooky. We were using a ghost app called Necrometer. And when it asked us to walk down the hall, right where we found those cold spots, the voice on the necrometer did not sound friendly. Note to self: Next time, bring snacks.
Now, do you remember what the ghost said?
Walk down.
That's right.
I caught the screenshot
That's
too.
right.
Right. And remember, we both looked at each other and we felt like body chills.
Yes, absolutely. The hair, as I'm even replaying it in my mind, the hair in the back of my neck stood up, and you were the first one. You looked at me, and you're like, "I gotta go." You got a, she got a cold chill,
Yeah,
and
goosebumps.
goosebumps. Yeah, yeah.
And then I looked down at the phone and it said walk down. Now, because we were looking in that direction where it said, told us to walk down, and the guide was going the opposite way. That was a little creepy. Okay. So details and balconies.
Now let's talk about the details. The molding in one of the hotel's rooms didn't come out great in the photos. We apologize. But it was wood and it had a design. It was beautiful. We'll have to go back someday and get a better look. Maybe bring a flashlight and a professional photographer.
Yeah, maybe next time we have to ask the ghosts to let us take better pictures. I swear. But the molding, I mean, in this picture, it just looks black.
Yeah, but
And
it
it looks like
wasn't.
it's probably just a 2x4 that was, strapped to it, but there was so much detail work in there. And hopefully in some of the other pictures, you might be able to zoom in on it. But this picture, yeah, I'm sorry, it did not necessarily come out very well. Okay, so this was an original closet, the one that's got the wood frame around it. And when I say small, I mean if you stood in it, you could touch each wall with your shoulders as we are today. But back in the 1900s and 1908, when the hotel opened, people were normally short and small.
And finally, a door in a room that opened to a balcony on the second floor. Perfect for getting some fresh Nevada air or making a dramatic exit.
So here's what that deck looked like. If they would have let us go out there, I would have stepped on it gingerly.
Another angle from the same balcony, because you can never have too many views, especially in this area. When you're contemplating a leap or just enjoying the Nevada breeze.
Yeah, contemplating the leap because there's no railing right there. And
Nope.
they have the owl to keep all the birds out, but I don't know if that really works. Okay. Now, this room had one doorway that led to two doors for two rooms. It's like choose your own adventure, guess.
This shows just how long the balcony was. Plenty of room for a midnight stroll or a parade. It was pretty large.
Yeah, and it looks in this picture, it looks like it's really close to the road, but it wasn't.
No, not
No,
at all.
no. You would hurt yourself if you fall off there.
Oh, yeah, but at least you wouldn't get ran over.
That's true.
I mean,
Unless it was a tumbleweed that was going to kill you. Yeah. Okay. So let's enter into the dining and the bar. Okay. So in this slide, back in the main lobby on the way to the dining room, down the hall, check out the dark wood door on the wall. It slid open for the bar to pass drinks through to the dining area. Now that's what I call room service.
and here's the dining room area. They would also serve tea here because even in a haunted hotel, it was always nice for a spot of tea. Now, do you remember the conversation that we had with the young lady that was giving us the tour? She said that the men went into the bar area and were allowed in there to drink, and the women stayed out
In the dining.
in the dining area and they weren't allowed in there and they had their tea.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was improper.
Improper for them to be in there.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay. Another view, because every angle in the Goldfield Hotel has a story.
Here's what the dining room used to look like. Imagine clinking of the glasses, the laughter, and whisper or two.
Yeah. Kind of elegant.
Yes.
Okay. And it was a grill at one time. They were smart and simple in the naming. No fancy French words, just grill, straight to the point.
Looking at the long dining room, you can picture the crowds, the parties, and the occasional banquets.
Them working on the wall because even haunted hotels need a little TLC.
Original bench where people would sit and wait to get checked in or wait at the bar. If benches could talk, they'd have some wild stories to tell. And that was just an amazing, huge, long, awesome bench.
Yeah, good wood.
Oh, yeah,
So part of the bar is against the wall,
that's
looking at
right.
the street view. Perfect spot for people watching. So we're going to now venture into the firehouse and floors.
And yes, this hotel had a firehouse inside. They had to. How else were they going to? Yeah.
Right.
That's the original hose and how they stored it because you never know when a ghost might start a fire.
That's true. And that amazed me that sure the hose is a little crack there and you can tell that, but it wasn't shredded to bits.
No, that thing, yeah,
Yeah,
that thing's 118 years old.
I know. Okay. Now let's talk about the floor and the tile work in the waiting and bar area. It's so fancy. Now, we might look at this and say, "Oh, that's in a bathhouse or in a bathroom," but 1908,
Yeah, that was
that was
everywhere. It was beautiful. I
that
mean,
was fancy dancy.
at least whoever man designed it got the floor right. He just needed to figure out the glass.
The masonry.
Yes. Remember that dark door in the hall to the dining room? This is the backside, and this is where the bar would have been. Spirits for the spirits, anyone?
I'll take some.
Absolutely.
This was the drain in the floor bar area. And that was kind of fascinating.
That they thought of that back then.
Right.
They were really ahead of their time when they built this hotel.
They were. They really were. There was some ingenious fortune type seeing person.
Now, was it, correct me, was it this one or the Mezpa that had the phones for the first time?
It was this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Goldfield had a phone in every room, you guys. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Back,
Somebody had already ripped him out, so we couldn't see. But I think
yeah,
we might have a picture of maybe where it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the work on the bar piece, restoration in progress, but the ghosts are still waiting for happy hour. They sure are.
Well, everybody waits for happy hour at some point. And check out more tile work in the floor. Amazing, it's mostly still there.
Here's the Goldfield safe, where the keys to the room and the gold were stored. Talk about secure.
That was really interesting.
It was.
It's the original thing and all the mechanisms and everything else like that right there. It was something else.
That was just kinda made it even more real.
Yeah, I wish we would have been able to really get up closer to it, but it was go, 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 because there was a lot to see. Okay. So this is the first floor hall. To some rooms, classic hotel vibes.
Rooms in the hallway of the first floor, if these walls could talk, they'd probably tell you to check out before midnight.
And this was the area where the ladies of the night
That's
would be.
where they hung out.
Okay. I was standing still. I took this of the ceiling because it was really cool beamwork. But this is what appeared when I looked back in the pictures. Now some people are going to think that it's blurry. I get you. But it looks like a bunch of spirits flying around and trying to get out of the way from us. Maybe they heard us talking about renovations. But as you can see, it looks like there's something. Either I was moving or whatever. And it looks like a light, like a fluorescent light bulb at the top or something. There was none of that.
But if you kinda look in the picture to the left, it kinda looks like somebody's shoulder and arm coming down with, like, a silhouette of a you see that?
Like the side of an arm picture,
Yeah.
and there's no mirrors on the ceiling
No,
in this place.
no, there was no mirrors at all.
No, it's really weird. So, please tell us what you see.
Look, I even see
I
do you
s
not see, like, a little figure?
a little face next to him or
Yeah,
something.
and then, like, a body right
Right.
here.
This is what I'm getting chills.
See, here, here, and here. It looks like there's 4 bodies right here. You guys take a look at these pictures and
I'm
let us
getting
know.
body chills as we're looking at this and talking back and
Yeah.
really looking at it. It's really strange. So, we're gonna get into the lady of the night now and the basement.
Ooh. So now we're entering into the rooms that the Lady of the Nights would use. Some say it's room 109, where Elizabeth was tied to the radiator. If you're looking for drama, this was the spot.
And we did in a earlier podcast talk about
Elizabeth,
Elizabeth.
yes, we sure did. She was the one, if you guys didn't hear it, um, got knocked up. He was either already married, he was somebody important.
He was some jerk
Well, of course. And he knocked her up and tied her to the radiator until she had the baby, and then it ended up killing the baby and her.
and let her die.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let her die. Yeah.
As you can see, the floors were uneven. Maybe the ghosts like a little challenge when they float around.
Here we're going to be entering the basement. Get ready for some strange stuff. We saw some strange stuff. This is where the real chills begin for me, really and truly.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. So I turned on an SLS app, which can detect ghosts. This was a picture of things the workers found in the basement and put on this board. As you see, the SLS found things moving. Now, if you don't know what an SLS is really what it does is it shows stick figures. But why those two boys? And why did it populate on the map and on the graveyard? There was nothing there. And you see them populating all over the place. There were other pictures of people that it didn't catch. Keep an eye on the map, as I said, which is strange. Do you catch the one in the graveyard?
This is hard to see as it was in the boiler room. And they say you hear the maintenance people working here, but you never see them. If you ever wanted to meet a ghostly handyman, this is the place. And that was creepy because it was dark.
It was dark and you could make out, I mean, you can see a little bit of stuff and you can see some stuff in the background where there was a boiler in it. It didn't really come out in the image. And since I kind of snuck this, people, I couldn't turn on a flash or anything else like that. I really snuck this in. And it's really weird because you see the workers. That's what was told to us is they said, yeah, people see the workers and that is the workers working. What it looked like in 1906 through 1908 and beyond. Imagine Goldfield Hotel in its prime, bustling with guests, gold.
And finally, what the lobby looked like grand, historic, and just waiting for the next chapter in the story. That's just, I mean, to be in there and to see that's what it looked like. Just, I'm getting chills just looking at it. It was, oh, wow. Be able to see that in the heyday.
Yeah. The pillars were still there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The elevator there, the staircase was there, but all the seating areas and everything wasn't there anymore. Tours have to be booked in advance. No sneaking in after midnight unless you want to meet the ghostly concierge, who, rumor has it, leaves mints on your pillow and cold spots in your room.
Let's rewind to the early 1900s. Goldfield was booming thanks to one of the biggest gold strikes in Nevada's history. The Goldfield Hotel opened its doors in 1908 and is was the height of its luxury. Electric lights, telephones in every room, and even an elevator.
For a brief shining moment, Goldfield was the largest city in Nevada, and the hotel was its crowning jewel. If you wanted to impress someone, you took them to the Goldfield Hotel. If you wanted to haunt someone, you just never checked.
But as the gold dried up, so did the crowds. The hotel saw its share of drama, rumors of haunting, mysterious disappearance, and even a few wild parties. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Today, the Goldfield Hotel stands as a monument to Nevada's boom and bust spirit, with stories echoing through its grand halls.
Now let's talk about the ghost. The Goldfield Hotel is famous for its paranormal activity. Guests and staff have reported everything from flickering lights to phantom footsteps.
There are tales of objects floating on their own, mysterious voices, the most famous ghost. That would be Elizabeth, said to haunt room 109. Legend has it she was left behind by the hotel's original owner, and now she's got a permanent reservation. No checkout required.
And even sightings of shadowy figures in the hallway. If you're lucky or unlucky, you might just catch a glimpse of Elizabeth or one of her spectacular friends. That's
Now, if you hear chains rattling, don't worry. It's just the bellhop trying to get a tip.
And it's not just ghosts who check in. Over the years, the Goldfield Hotel has hosted some pretty famous guests. Back in its heyday, it welcomed politicians, mining magnates, and celebrities passing through Nevada.
Rumor has it, even President Hubert Hoover stayed here. And Hollywood crews have used the hotel as a backdrop for movies.
So, whether you're a history buff, a paranormal enthusiast, or just someone who loves a good Nevada adventure, Goldfield's got something for you.
And if you see a celebrity ghost, be sure to ask for an autograph. Just don't expect it to show up on film.
How to plan your own tour. Here's the scoop. Head to www.visitgoldfield.com or send a letter to P.O. Box 326, Tonopah, Nevada 89049. Or if you're feeling old school, like we did,
Mhm.
give them a ring at 775-482-9676.
Just don't forget to book ahead. These tours are exclusive as a poker game in a ghost town. And remember, if you win a poker with a ghost, let us know about it.
That's all for today. Witty Bitty Adventure. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a Nevada Nugget.
Your support helps us keep the stories coming.
Thanks for listening. Stay curious, stay witty, and we'll see you next time on the Witty Bitties of Nevada.
Bye.
Bye, guys.